As you can see, the trees are like half underwater near the shore. It's pretty outrageous.
It's hard to see it, but there is a rolling like wake from this barge that just passed us. Ooh boy. We are officially not the 4th slowest boat on the loop, but the 5th slowest boat on the loop.
Where are we? We're in a different area of the loop.
I know, it looks crazy.
Hi, we're Jen, Elliot, and Ollie. In 2019, we left the United States and backpacked through 11 countries, all before deciding to come back home and try something completely new, pivoting into boat life. Our current adventure is America's Great Loop, a 6,000-mile journey through small towns, big cities, and the wilderness from the eastern portion of the United States, through the Great Lakes and Canada, and down the Midwest rivers, all aboard our home on the water, Pivot. Make sure you subscribe as we share our journey through the highs, lows, and everything in between.
Good morning. Bruce on our buddy boat New Bearing has graciously taken myself and Ollie to shore this morning before we have a nice long cruise. Hopefully to just north of Mobile. My last time cruising on the Tensaw Big B waterway.
Good morning from the Tensaw waterway. Today is our second to last day on the Tensaw.
Second to last day on the Midwest rivers all together. It's crazy.
It is going to be our last of the very, very long days cruising until Christmas.
And as you can see, the water level is still extremely high. It's about 20 to 25 feet higher than normal. As you can see, the trees are like half underwater near the shore. It's pretty outrageous. A lot of current, which will help us move today.
Yes. So it's time to pick up our anchor. Our first buddy boat ahead of us is pulling up their anchor. The 2 buddy boats that were anchored behind us have already pulled up their anchor. So it is time for us to go.
And today we really wanted buddy boats just across the entire Tensaw Big B because there is a section of the river that is literally a figure 8. And you want to know when a barge is coming through there. So
strength in numbers.
Strength in numbers, folks.
Forward. Forward.
Is it okay if we take a walk through the city? Don't really care if it's freezing, covered in snow, but you keep me warm as the sun. I want to share my life with you.
It's hard to see it, but there is a rolling like wake from this barge that just passed us. Ooh boy. There's the barge.
We're going into the figure 8 of the river, where it's literally a figure 8, and the reason why it's kind of important and we have to focus through it is because the river is so narrow that tug and barges can't just drive. They have to go and they have to pivot and slide, and basically they take up the entire channel. And so we have to basically be aware, know when they're coming, wait for them to come through, kind of get through this section. So I might bump pivot up a little faster to get through it. But we have our 3 buddy boats ahead of us, and they've been calling out, talking to the tugs and asking which side to pass. And they've just been nicking along and saying, okay, on the one, you know, kind of hunky-dory in the back of the pack. Exactly where pivot should be.
Now you could easily do this section alone if you're a solo boater, or if you're not in a buddy boat pack, or you don't like traveling with other boats. You can do this alone without AIS. AIS obviously would give you the most knowledge of the barges coming through, so you can call out and be in great communication with the barges. Another backup option is that you can use Marine Traffic, the app. Be aware of barges that are in this section, so that way you can call out to the barges at the mile marker and notify them of you. And the last option that you can do is you can notify of a securite. So securite to securite to securite, and let the other people know in this section that you are a pleasure craft coming in this area, just to be in good communication for good safety measures. It's not required by any means, but it is just a good habit to get into. You know, you could also travel with buddy boats, you can also have AIS, but this section is particularly notorious because the barges, like Elliot mentioned, they pivot, and one end of them, depending upon their size, will be touching one side of the shore, and then the other side will almost be to the other side. So there's really no room for pleasure craft, or very little room. So just to give yourself more room, to give yourself that safe space to cruise in. And obviously right now we have the flooded river, so because it's flooded, we have a lot more cruising area, and because it is so deeply flooded, we're at about 20, maybe 25 feet of extra water. We have in areas that might be shoaling, they're not shoaled right now. So just something to keep in mind.
Without something to believe in, oh, I don't know, but I know it's worth the waiting.
It's kind of funny seeing it on Nebo because you can literally see where our other looper friends are, and the satellite view. It's fun to see.
Since we are running our generator, I thought I might as well use our oven. So we have some of these like white corn tortillas that I bought for a dish this week, but we do not have any chips. And so I am making homemade chips, well, homemade quote unquote, and I've just brushed a little bit of olive oil on there, put a little bit of salt, and then I put them in the oven for like 12 minutes, and then I flip them halfway through. And we have some salsa and some queso that we're gonna have a little snack later on with. So just making use of the generator being on, and yeah.
My port side.
Copy that. We'll come on your port side. Thank you.
We are officially not the 4th slowest boat on the loop, but the 5th slowest boat on the loop. We are passing our buddy boat, Salty Lady, and they have graciously made us the 5th slowest boat because they are slower than us.
It's funny, they had the literally exact same engine that we do. A Ford Lehman 135. They're in a 42-foot Katie Krogan. And I think that they can go faster than us. Maybe it's because they have a larger prop or something. They are just cost conscious, just like we are, but we have a dog to take out in the sunlight. So we're pushing a little bit harder today, considering we're doing 60+ nautical miles. This river right here is the Tensaw River. We're continuing down the Tombigbee waterway here, but we're coming into the region which is the Mobile-Tensaw Delta. And this is a very environmentally and ecologically diverse area. It's gonna be really cool to anchor in here tonight, and really, hopefully we'll see a lot of wildlife. It's probably a little cold to explore, but if you had like a fast dinghy or even just like a small John boat, it'd probably be really cool to spend some time here.
I'm waking up, the sun is shining down. I see a bright blue day, I'm jumping in. The tides are changing now. I don't know where it's gonna lead. I don't know how long it's gonna be, but I know I'm giving all of me.
official. We have reached the south. We see palm trees. I don't know exactly what kind of palms they are. They're the short, stubby ones that are right along the banks, and they are lining the banks just completely on both sides. So it is official. We have arrived.
We also are in the land of alligators, so no more rocks for Ollie. She's
No.
not allowed to just go jumping around the shoreline.
No,
unfortunately.
No way.
But it's
Yeah.
okay. We're gonna.
There's other benefits.
Yeah, Ollie can find ways to have fun with her friends instead of chasing rocks.
Yeah.
We're just now turning off the Mobile River into the Mobile-Tensaw River. So a completely new river. It basically joins these two areas, and that's where our anchorage is tonight. So our buddy boat ahead of us, they had just missed the turn. I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is where we're supposed to be going. We got confirmation from New Bearings, who is here, so all should be good. Jen noticed that we're not in flood stage anymore. The water is pretty accurately charted, so we have no more extra 20 feet, and it's like, oh, it doesn't matter if you're outside the channel because you got 20 feet of extra water. So we're gonna be taking it nice and slow.
So our buddy boat is just up here, which we were
using Nebo to make sure we knew where they were.
Yeah, so we looked at Nebo on our phones and saw we are the blue boat. You see Greta Lynn. New Bearings was at the anchorage first, so we checked Nebo.
And Bob's your uncle.
Yeah. Elliot also has the tide charts out because, you know, we're in tides again.
We're trying to figure out what the tidal difference is being on the Gulf side, because we've never cruised the Gulf side of Florida, and because the tidal change on the East Coast is basically every 6 hours. You have a low or a high tide every 6 hours alternating. So you go through the entire cycle twice a day. And like today, there's only one low tide. So it's just very different. The tide is not very big here. We were planning it for tomorrow basically because we're going into the bay. Low tide is at minus 0.7 feet. High tide is at plus 1.8 feet. So that's a very small tidal range. Nothing like Georgia where it was 6 feet, 8 feet. It's reasonable, nothing too bad. I like cruising in tidal area because if you make a mistake, you cruise out of the channel, you know, as long as you're not at high tide, you can get nicely bumped off and you're able to keep going. Where are we? We're in a different area of the loop.
I know, it looks crazy.
What a beautiful spot to spend the night. It smells good too for some reason.
Did you have a good play?
She got some salty balls.
So you got all sand? No.
You're a little Sandy.
You're Sandy?
A little BATH. He's like, but Dad, no way, please don't. Come on, over here, out of here, come on.
Wash down pump. Tonight for dinner, I am making some mashed potatoes, and I'm going to top it with a lentil and mushroom stew. It's gonna be really hearty, really nice because it's a little cold out and all of that, so. It may not look like much, but the potatoes are super creamy with still having some chunks because that's how I like my potatoes. And the stew is super hearty with the lentils and the mushrooms. It's going to be delicious. Bon appetit!
Whoa! Time to stop working.
Yeah.
And eat.
Yeah.
Ollie! Doesn't even wag her tail. I am very happy that we are anchored in a very small little offshoot, not on the main Tom Bigby waterway tonight, because every night that we sleep on the side of the 10 Tom, it's fine, current keeps us in line, but the tugs and the barges, most of them don't wake you. We only got waked once, and it wasn't actually that bad. It was pretty respectable, but it's just the natural order of things. They come around the corner, they blast their light into your boat, which wakes me up, wakes Jen up, and you're like, what's going on? And then you look and you make sure that they're not going to come out of the channel. And, you know, you just sleep not quite as well. And we are in a very secluded area, so we should get a really good night's sleep tonight. Thank you guys so much for watching our vlog today, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
And just to add another celebratory thing is that today is the winter solstice, which means we've been like really struggling in the past few weeks with all of the gray weather. Completely overcast.
Not a lot of sunlight.
Not a lot of sunlight. Our solar has been terrible. But going forward, it means that we'll be getting longer days, which is excellent. And we're going south, which means hopefully we'll be getting more sunshine in addition to that too. But man, we are excited, and yay, longer days coming at us. Great talking. Watch out, we're gonna It is official, we have reached the south. What is that? What is it up there? Go ahead, go look. Have you been snuggled all day? You've been snuggling all day? Hot? Good girl. That's a new bearings. Wow. Oh my gosh. We spot a new bearings in the wild.
It's a new bearings in the wild at a local watering hole. Bloody hell.